Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Live with Prima. My name is Frank Garcia, and today we're going to be making a beautiful layout. I have my layout right here. It's this very simple but very beautiful Amour layout. We're going to be working with some different papers and some of the newer flowers and some really cute embellies. Can everybody hear me and see me okay? Can everybody let me know that you can hear me, see me okay? Hello, everybody. Hello. Hi, Pam. Okay, I think you guys can hear me. So yes, so this is the layout we'll be making. Okay, I kind of got some stuff done ahead of time, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so let me go ahead and pan down the camera here. All right, so we're gonna be working with a few different lines here. We're gonna be working with some older lines because I want to show you guys that you guys can mix in different collections. So you may have maybe a scrap a piece of paper of something from the past, and you might think, oh, what am I going to do with one sheet? So you can see how well these papers go together. So the first paper we're going to be using is going to be our base paper, and that's this one right here. Okay, it's a really beautiful paper from the Fairy Belle collection, and this one is called Marcelle, and it's 950132. Okay, like the city in France, Marcelle. And what I did is I went ahead and backed it with chipboard, and I always back all of my layouts on chipboard because I want to make sure that they're nice and sturdy for all the embellishments that I'm going to put on. I don't like my layouts to bend or anything like that, so I always back them up with chipboard. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use that as a base. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut down a few other pieces. So that's our base right there, which is Marcelle. The next piece we're going to need is going to be this one here, and this one is from the Butterfly collection. Princess collection. Thought it was Butterfly, but Princess. And this is 951009. I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to 10 3/4 by 10 3/4. Okay. So you can pick any part of the paper. I mean, all of it is beautiful, but you know, you just need 10 3/4. So I'm going to cut this down. And I kind of like this side more, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Actually. So 10 3/4 by 10 3/4 because we need to make sure it's a perfect square. So that's that. Of course, I always save my little bits just in case I use them for something else. I'm going to go ahead and just ink the paper core with a little bit of walnut stain ink. This paper doesn't really need a lot of distressing. I don't like to mess with pink paper because it's just beautiful the way it is. So I just cover the paper core with a marker or some distress ink, whatever you have on hand. Right, perfect. So that's that. I've went ahead and cut out a few strips of paper. These are just cream cardstock pieces, and these are going to be, let me see here. We're going to go ahead and measure these out. I'm going to cut them down to 11 by 1.5 inches is fine, because we're going to go ahead and punch some borders out. So I'm going to just cut these down to 11. They were from a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and this is just cream cardstock. Just going to go ahead and cut these down. Perfect. And I'm using a doily punch by Martha Stewart. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and punch these out. Hopefully my punch doesn't break in the process because this is pretty thick cardstock. And you always want to use the little wings to align all that. How's everybody doing today? Hi, Chalk. Hi, Delana. Hi, Carrie. Okay. Just aligning these pieces up here. All right, perfect. Have my first strip here. And you always want to have a little bit of space here so you can go ahead and attach that to your base paper. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do the other 3 here really quick. I'm just going to try to do them off to the side over here so you guys don't have to see me do this all the time. And I'm just using some cream cardstock from Basil, I believe. Of course, I would have selected a less thicker cardstock because this punch isn't really meant for these types of paper, but that's all right. It's working fine. Just hope it doesn't break on me. Okay, perfect. Gonna remove this little extra piece. And here is piece number 3. And this would be cute also with some pink cardstock if you guys have some light pink. It would look kind of cute too, or white. And this is all more like of a creamy, vintagey cream cardstock. So that works great. Right, and the last piece here. I think I overpunched that one. Let me cut that out again really quick. Sometimes you just, can't get it perfect the first time. So I'm cutting a 1.5 inch piece of cardstock. And again, I'm just using some cream cardstock here. Okay. Let's try that again. Perfect. And just going to get rid of all this excess waste here. All right. And for those of you that just started joining us, this is the layout we're going to be making today. Okay. It's a very lovely layout. And I'm going to go ahead and move this to the side here. Okay. So we have our base paper, which is this one. We went ahead and mounted this on chipboard, okay, because I like to go ahead and mount all my layouts on chipboard. And now I have this piece, which is going to be our middle piece here. And I'm going to go ahead and attach these pieces that we just cut out, okay? And I'm just going to take my tape runner, and I'm just going to attach these. And I'm just going to run some tape along the edge. And that's why you want to leave a little bit of a tab, because you want to make sure you have space for that edge. Okay. Might have to cut these down just a tad. Okay, hold on. You need to make sure that they're right at the edge here. So they're just a little bit off. So I'm just going to cut them down just a little bit. So I'm cutting these down to 10 3/4, just so that we don't have a lot of excess. It's just a tiny, tiny bit. Perfect. So now I can attach this to the edge. I need to make sure I'm doing this as straight as possible. Okay. So that's the first piece. Just gonna take the next one here. And make sure you guys are putting the right edge upright, because the way punches work is the bottom part doesn't look very nice for some reason. So you need to make sure you're putting the correct areas on there. Okay, so that's the second part. I'm going to take the next one here. Okay, and I have one more piece left. Just gonna go ahead and put some tape on there. All right, so here's our finished piece. Okay, I'm gonna turn it around, and then I'm gonna add some foam tape. And of course, you know, you need to make sure that this is mounted properly. So I'm just gonna make sure I add enough foam tape, but I'm not gonna put it all at the edge because I don't want it to show. Okay, just gonna add it on all 4 sides. I always add little pieces of tape in the middle here just so it stays a little bit more Yes, if you're going to frame this, you just need a slightly larger frame, which Prima makes. Prima makes those 12 by 12 frames. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to take my base again. And I'm just going to go ahead and remove these tape things. I'm just going to go ahead and attach it in the center here of the layout. To make sure it's nice and centered. Okay. I know, right? There is always room for more tape, but you know what? You can never have too much tape. I always say that. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut my next piece of paper, which is going to be from the Something Blue collection. I'm going to be using this one here. And that next measurement is going to be 9 by 9. Okay, I'm just going to cut this out at 9 by 9. And this paper is from Announcement. It's 813468. He has these pretty flowers at the front. So that's that. And I'm going to bring my layout over here. And it's going to go right here in the middle. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and ink the edges of that. I'm just going to go ahead and attach that. And this one's not going to go on foam tape. It's just going to go tape directly. So I'm just going to tape it down. Gonna go ahead and put this at the corner here. And I'm gonna put this down here. And this needs to be centered, of course. Okay. So once you have that, okay, I have this doily. Okay. And I found this doily in the cooking section at my craft store. You can find these like at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, something like that. And these are just some paper doilies. Okay, looks like that. I'm just going to go ahead and put some tape in the middle. And you have to be very careful because these are very thin. Okay. Oops. See what I mean? You have to be very careful. Okay. And I'm going to take some glossy accents. And I'm just going to go ahead and go around the edges of this and just put a little bit of glossy accents all around this area. You really only need a little bit of the glossy on this. You don't need to saturate it too much. Okay. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna just put it in the center here as best as I can. Okay, so that's what it looks like with the doily on there. Okay, it's very elegant and pretty. And if you have any areas that are just kind of not cooperating, you can just always go back and add some glossy accents on there, and it should be okay. Alright, so now we have that, and then we're going to take another piece of paper, and this one's going to be 7 by 7. It's going to be from this paper here, and this one is called La Spa, which doesn't mean anything, but we'll just go with that. I'm going to cut this down. This is item number 950125. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut this down to 7 by 7. So that's 7 by 7. Okay. And again, I'm going to go ahead and ink my edges on here. Move this to the side, and I'm going to take some tape. And I'm using foam tape for this. Okay, so I have my tape on my middle piece here. Just going to remove the backing on these pieces of tape here. And I'm going to go ahead and mount this in here. There's really no wrong or right way, of course, because the paper is beautiful, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting some embellies on here. I have this resin piece here. This is the Marvelle 891459. I'm going to be using the corners. Kind of love these corners. They're so pretty. I'm going to use the large corners up at the top. I'm going to take some fabric tack and adhere those. And that's going to cover up that missing corner from the punching. If you noticed, there was a bit of bit missing on there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a little bit of foam tape here. Just to make sure those are balanced, I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape in the corners so that it can hold those resins. And you just need a little square. Okay. Gonna add the second one here. I'm going to put the smaller corners down at the bottom. Okay, and this is what it looks like with the corners. Okay, we have the top two corners and then the bottom corners. Okay. Right. So now once we have that, I'm going to start decorating. Okay. I'm going to take this vine here. This is 556273. This is the Pixie Vine. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off this bottom piece here. And I'm going to also go ahead and cut this in two pieces. So there's a little piece in the middle where you can cut it. I'm going to cut this down. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and take some chalkboard paint. This is the color EggShell. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and take just a little bit and whitewash these. But I am going to take off the leaves from the flowers because that green just doesn't match anything. I don't know why those leaves are on there, but I'm just going to cut those off. And please don't hate me because I'm doing this, but sometimes it just needs to happen. How's everybody doing so far? Okay, so I'm just going to fix my little leaves here. And I'm just going to take a foam brush and I'm just going to do some whitewashing here with this paint. Just need a little piece of paint. And I'm just going to go ahead and lightly brush some of this chalkboard paint on the leaves, just to kind of whitewash them a little bit, because it tones down that green a lot. That way it's not like crazy. I think this is my favorite color of chalkboard paint. It's just very nice and subtle. This is eggshell. It's the color. Just a nice creamy color. Okay, so that's that one. And I'm going to take the next one here. Okay. Here we go. There was a little bit of green left. I got it. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and whitewash a little bit of this one. Again, we're using the same chalkboard paint, eggplant. Just gives it a nice little shabby finish, you know? Instead of that horrid green. Oh my god. Okay. So we're done with that. I'm just going to go ahead and close this up. Okay, so I'm going to come back to my layout. I have my two pieces of vine here, and as you can see now, they both look the same. Okay, they don't look like an end and a top, so you can really use them wherever you like. So I'm going to use this one here, and I'm going to attach it to one side. And it's going to go over here, and I'm just going to arrange the leaves just a little bit. I'm going to put that on this side. And we're going kind of diagonally, so you need to make sure you're starting like in one corner. Okay? And I'm gonna take the other one. I'm just gonna put it on this side over here. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take the next set of flowers. We'll be using a few other pieces of flowers here, but before I do that, I'm gonna take my ribbon. I'm gonna be using some Doily Trim. This is 573339. And I'm gonna cut these pieces in half, okay? And you need to make sure you're lifting your leaves up so they don't look like they're dead. Okay, you need to make sure that they look nice and alive. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this and cut it in half. I'm gonna go ahead and put one right here. Just right here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put another one down here. I'm taking another half and I'm putting another one right here. And another one over here. Okay, so once I have that, I can start working with my flowers, okay? I'll be using some of these that I have from the butterfly collection. This is Bulbe 580605. I'm also going to be using these here. These are 577650. And these are 581749. These are the vedettes. Okay, so I'm going to start arranging my flowers. And I always start with the biggest ones first, okay? That way I know that I have some space. So I'm going to start with these here. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut off these greens. I'm going to start right here on this side. Okay. I'm going to add a lovely flower from this pack. Just going to take them all out. And I'm just going to squeeze this little guy in here. Then up there we're going to put one of these guys. How's everybody doing so far? Hope you guys are able to keep up here. Gonna put this guy over here. And as you can see, this is going to give you an idea of how to arrange these a little better, like just by putting, it's like a little roadmap. I always try to make a little guide for myself so that I know where I'm putting the flowers. Okay, because sometimes, you know, you just don't want them to look like a big mess, you know? I'm gonna take another one of these. Okay. Let me clean up my glue here because it gets a little bit crazy. Right. Now I have all of these here. I'm going to start putting some into my vine here. And I just want to make my vine look like it's nice and full. Okay. I have a little bit of a cluster of Prima flowers here. These are some of our vintage bundle flowers. I'm just going to use some of these on here. And I'm just going to stick some on top over here in between the vine. Okay, and I'm going to put a little tiny one here. I have some of these small Prima roses. And you can start to see how it's starting to come together here really quickly. Gonna put one in there, just a little baby one. Okay, now on this side I feel like I need something. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take some more of these. This baby roses. I'm gonna go ahead and put those right here. And the secret really to this is just really bundling and putting all of these flowers together. Oh my god, my glue is out of control. Okay, looking good so far. Now I have this little die cut that I cut out from a die. This is from Memory Box die. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut a little piece, and I'm just gonna stick it right here, sort of like it's coming out of the flower bundle. Just gonna take some of this glue, and I'm just gonna stick it right here. Then in that little gap, I have a little gap in there. I'm gonna take another flower. Okay. I have this one here. And I'm just gonna tuck that baby in there. I do have some glass pearls. These are just some white pearls that you can buy at any craft store. And I'm just gonna go ahead and tuck that in to one of these little gaps in there. Okay, it's looking good so far. How you guys holding up? We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. All right, so now I'm gonna take some more of these flowers. I'm gonna start bundling up some more on this side. Okay. Now I can put my little baby rose in there. And I have some more left of this here. I'm going to cut a little branch off. Just going to put that in there. Here's what it's looking like so far, guys. I know it's kind of hard to see. Okay. So now we're getting over to this side here. I'm going to take another one of these lovely sugary flowers. These are so pretty. Gonna tuck this one in here. Then I'm gonna take another one of these lovelies. Okay. Now I do have a few more of these, so I'm just gonna tuck some more into the spaces, and you want to fill in all of the vine gaps. It's really the secret here. Okay. And I'm just gonna take a few more flowers here. Okay, I have one more little baby one in here. I'm just gonna tuck it in there. Okay. And I have some more pearls here that I can tuck in. Just gonna cut these off. Keep cleaning my glue here because it's getting a little bit out of control. Okay, now I need to work on the top here. I don't know if you guys could see. Let me pull it up right now in just a second. Here's what the bottom looks like. I'm gonna work on top here. It's missing a few little bits. Okay, looking good so far. We have most of our pieces on our layout. Okay. Now I do have some more leaves over here, but before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and take a piece of this paper here. This from the Butterfly Collection. It says Princess Papillon 951184. I really love this little scripty area here, so I'm going to go ahead and punch out some hearts. Using a heart punch from Martha Stewart. You're going to need 2 of these hearts. And I also need a little bit of that polka dot that we had from that other paper. And I'm just going to punch a little bit of a heart here from this. Okay. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and put it over here with a little bit of foam tape. And I'm going to put that right here on this side. I have a little tiny heart. That little tiny heart I'm going to put on foam tape as well, just so that it's sticking out just a little bit. And that's going to go in the center of the heart, just like that. This one's going to go over here on this side. Just going to tuck it in right here. And I'm putting the small heart again in that middle part. This is what it looks like so far. Now, I'm going to come back over here on this side. I'm going to take another piece of this vine. I'm going to just go ahead and put that on this side here. Okay. I'm going to put this little vine right here, just going to give it a little bit more of a balance. Okay. I have one little pearl left, so I might just stick that in there. So that's that. Now I do have some little butterfly that I cut out. Okay, these are from die. I'm just gonna go ahead and take some of these and just kind of bend the wings a little bit and just kind of put them some place here where I think they look nice. Have two more here. Gonna put this larger guy over on this side. And then this little baby one can go over here. Or one of the flowers maybe right here. Okay. Right, we have that, we have that. And then we're gonna go ahead and put something down here, and that's gonna be from this pack. This is Dell-Arte. This is 891466. I really like this little label here. It's kind of cute. And that's gonna go centered right here, okay? No, I did not forget about the picture. My pictures are usually about 4 by 4 inches, so I can just slide it in. All of these elements are not glued down completely, if you notice. I just glue them in one edge. Same for the heart. I just put a little bit of foam tape on there so that I can just slide my picture in. Everything is calculated, I think. Have everything under control. Now, I am going to be using here my archivist, statement stickers. If you haven't seen these are amazing. It has so many words that you can use, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and pick a word here for this. I don't know what I want. There's so many options. Let's see. How about beautiful is nice. Happiness is nice. I'll just put happiness on this one. Well, how about perfect? How about that? Okay. I'm going to take one of these little words here. I'm going to cut it just ever so slightly just to make it a little bit more even. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that right here in the middle of this. It just fits perfectly. Okay. And I have this resin here. This is Flowers Cream 535223. I love this one because it has all these cute little plastic flowers that are glittery. Okay. I'm going to put a little swirl here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and cut this into several pieces. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put this right here, kind of making it come out of that. And on the other side, I'm gonna take another piece. Oops. I think I'm just gonna need a small one here. I'm gonna take this one. And I love cutting up my crystals because I can use different pieces for different things. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this up here, sort of coming out of the cluster. Okay, now you guys remember that on this sheet, there are some cute little flowers that are glittery. I'm just gonna go ahead and tuck some in some areas. I just think they're really cute. Just reminds me of some like little old embellies. And they have adhesive in the back so you don't have to worry about gluing them down. Just gonna take this one and put it over here, I think. Actually, I think I need something down here. And you guys can see the little peaks. Okay. All right. So now I think the last thing we need here is gonna be the pearls that go all around the edges. Okay. So if you notice on the original layout here, I have all these little dots here. Okay. So I did put dots all over the layout. Okay. I also put them on the, you can notice on the hearts, and I put them on the leaves of the little die cuts. Okay. So you guys can do that, you know, at your own pace. I did use liquid pearls and white opal. Okay, and there you go. Very simple, very easy, and you guys can see how I used different papers from different collections. These are 3 different collections, okay? But it comes together very nicely because it all coordinates, and that's why I love the way Prima products work, because they all work perfectly, even though they're from years ago. It just adds so much. Okay, so that's the one we made, and then this is the original. Once you put your picture and everything on it. Does anybody have any questions? You guys were so nice today. Thank you. Okay, well, if nobody has any questions, I have a few announcements. Okay. The next class coming up is going to be Adrian. Okay. And just the camera here. Adrian's going to be working on a gorgeous layout using Debutante. Okay, so she's going to be on Thursday at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Okay. Also, special delivery for June has been revealed. Sandy Beach. It's so beautiful. I love, love, love this kit. We also introduced an add-on kit, which means that you can get an additional 5 packages of Prima flowers, okay, at an excellent value. We also launched a brand new Live with Prima website. If you go to livewithprima.net, you'll see the new website. I know there was some ordering issues, so we went ahead and fixed that for you guys, and now the ordering has been improved. Okay, and so go ahead and check that out, livewithprima.net. Okay. And also, Prima Premier Stores, we do have a new program for our dedicated stores. You guys might have seen on our Facebook that we showed something that looks sort of like this, okay, that has all of the Prima Premier stores listed, okay? We have some amazing stores that carry, if not all, most of the Prima products, okay? They're all over the world. So there's, for example, Scrap House in Spain, Pica Pica in Colombia, Flying Unicorn in Florida. There's Diamonds in Cayman Islands, Photo Continental in Australia. There's Scrappy Chic in Michigan. Imagine That in Nebraska, Flossy Scrapper in Texas, Scraps of Love in Arizona, Blue Moon Scrapbooking in Arizona. There's also Custom Impressions in California. The Stamping Post in California, Alina Craft in United Arab Emirates. There's Bikuben Hobby in Norway, Scrapbook Tendons in Canada, Simple Pleasures in Colorado, Wooden Scrapbooking in California, and Scrap Addicts in Edmonton, Canada. So all of these stores are Prima Premier stores. We would like to thank them for supporting Prima, and we are also supporting them as well. So if you guys have any of these stores near you, make sure you guys go and support them. Go ahead and visit them, take their classes. They have amazing Prima products available for you. So you guys make sure that you guys go ahead and support them, okay? Any other questions? Thank you, everybody, for your nice comments. The doily, I know people have been asking about the doily that I used. I just got it in the baking section at a craft store. They sell them like in rectangles and in squares. You can really get them anywhere. I also found them on Etsy if you guys are looking for paper doilies. So they're really easy to get. And the punches I used are these right here. And I used this small heart. It's just a 1-inch heart. Okay? All right, ladies. So if you guys have no more questions, I'm going to go ahead and go. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. And thank you so much for tuning in. Okay? Catch you guys next time. Bye.